Do you have what it takes to grow competition quality cannabis, baby? We are fresh off the DGC Cup, so we're going to talk about it, man. What's up, Scotty?
Dude Grows is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All our content is legal and complies with YouTube community guidelines. So there.
Hey, what's up, dude? Happy Saturday morning. Whoa, what a difference a week makes. What's up, Grambo?
Yo, I am exhausted and still a little high from last week.
Better.
Sobering up, man.
Yeah, man. It was a great event, and there was some excellent quality cannabis all throughout, man. Was there 70-something entries? I would have smoked every one. I brought a nug home of every one. So, yeah, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about what it takes, what the difference is, because you can grow 8s. I grow, 8, 9, but to get to that last 10%, to become something that is a winning competitor, you got to get a 9 or a 10, right?
Yeah, this was close, man. This was really close. There's a lot of good grows out there. We'll probably break down the top 3 for you today on the show, but also we're going to talk about what do you do with your trim. Now, define trim. Is that sugar leaf, Scotty? Is that just lower buzz? Is that popcorn butter? Are you talking about like fan leaves and shiz too?
It's the internet. I don't have to define anything, man. It's whatever you want it to be. For me, the trim is the sugar leaf. What I'm trimming off when I used to trim, the stuff that has trichomes on it might not be super dense, but there's trichomes there. And there's so much to do. Whether you literally put it, in a jar with some pantyhose and dry ice and shake it to... to getting a freeze dryer and a $5,000 press. There's everything.
If you missed last week's live on RealDGC.com, we reviewed all 10 of the strains. We had a lot more fun. We can do whatever we want on that show, so make sure to check it out. It's free for everybody. To join RealDGC.com, just sign up, come hang out on the live. Awesome chat, uncensored chat.
Yeah.
It's very distracting.
If they enjoyed this show, I really do urge you. It is completely free. Going over, it's done live at 4:20 Mountain Time on RealDGC.com. What is it? RealDGC.com/TV if you want the direct link. But man, it is fun. And the chat, and just like when I was in the at the event, man, there's a lot of folks that have some great information out there. By listening to the crew, whether it's in person or in chat, you can become a better grower.
If any of your producers are missing any of those, we have quite the replay list. So just go to your producer benefits to watch any show that you've missed live.
Yeah. Grambo, hit the gong and see what happens. Just see what happens, all right? If you all are new here, the gong means we're actually going to let the dogs in. All right, let's see.
Yes, Grambo knows every time.
Let the dogs in. Yeah, there we go.
All right, let's get into it. How to grow competition winning cannabis or just really good weed, right? I mean, what is competition winning different than just having some really nice dank?
Let's talk about it. Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, I have really nice dank, but if I was going to competition, there's things I have to consider. I mean, number one is strain. This is trendy, man. Just like in microbrew beers, if oatmeal stouts aren't popular that year, then don't bring an oatmeal stout to a competition. So, yeah, I'm going to go with strain right away. One of the most important things.
You're going to put popularity into it.
Yeah, it's a contest. Of course there's popularity.
I just find it, I find it hard to gauge. Like if you're talking about a trending strain, because it hasn't always been a strain that's just straight trending or, gauging popularity can be tricky. I don't know how
hang on, there's cookies, there's Mac. There's a lot.
Right,
sour diesel. Yeah, sour diesel. OG. There's a lot of trendy strains out there. And if cookies are in vogue that year and everybody's been buying that at the dispo, and then you show up and you have, the cookies that it just has busting out with flavor, smells through the bag. It's a familiar smell. I think strain matters a ton.
You forgot about toad venom, Scotty, talking about trendy stuff. I heard a lot of talk about that strain going on as a cup.
Yeah, man. I mean, what is it? There's some ridiculous strains out there that I just don't understand, like soap. What is the strain soap?
Yeah.
And don't tell me it smells like soap.
All All right, let's get into what I mean. For me, also, I saw some of this at the Cup, and because if you're in a competition, or maybe yourself, you like to trim really tight. I trim loose. Banner trims loose, meaning we have a roll cage. We've left little wispy sugar leaves on because we don't care. But I don't think you can see that. And you want to have the tightest trim job possible if you're doing something for competition style. I don't know if many home trimmers do that, because why would you take all that off? But
hand trim. You need a hand trim, and you probably need to show a couple sugar leaves or just a few leaves just to show that they're covered in frost.
Ooh, just to show how far the frost went. I like it.
But you need a good, don't show up with a machine trim where everything, it looks like machine trim looks like a crew cut, man. You know, I would show up with you need a nice hand trim, any foliage. So it just has to be covered in trikes, have some nice smell, and we can get into that. And which is, you got to be, what do we judge with? I guess in cannabis, no, I don't care. First, you judge with your eyes. You better pick a strain.
I believe that. Good. I go with that. Yeah. So for that, it doesn't matter as much for me. Again, we're talking if you're going to compete with some. My stuff, I want it to look good in my home grow, but I'm not as harshly judging it. I'm looking at something through a jar that all I can see is I see so many trikes, which I've called us out before. I'm like, dude, it almost looks like you got moldy bud. Like just covered. It's just trikes, just full solid flower. That's one way to tell. I'm not saying that makes it the best. That might be some 34% THC shiz that just makes me too paranoid or whatever, but it matters in competition setting.
Grambo, she looks like a 10, but smells like a 3. Yes or no?
Oh my.
I'm just wondering how you know.
No, that's your style. You know your type. We call that gettable.
I was going to say yes.
That, though, in a different format, if somebody is judging a contest or trying to taste weed, you can't do that at the DGC Cup. There was almost 70 strains there, or actually, I think whatever, low 60s. You're judging on other things, but I can see a really ugly strain beating out something that looks really nice on the realm of just effects. I don't think looks have a ton. I don't think they have a ton to do. I definitely have some, but there's some. I've smoked, some strange Mexico weird ragweed that my endocannabinoid system wasn't used to it at all on vacation. I don't know. Go ahead. You said no way.
No way, man. We judge just like we know. It's a known fact that most of our senses are led by our eyes. Yes, you can smell, but in the beginning, when you're looking, there's 75 jars. You have to ask them to open one. You're going to ask them to open the one that looks best from your eyes. And there's a lot that goes into that. You can have crazy dank bud, but if you mistimed your harvest and you got bud that's 2 months old and it's dulled a little bit, that is not going to look as good as if you harvested a month ago or, 3 weeks ago, dried it, cured it for a week or 10 days and threw it in there. That thing's going to be bright green and frosty. That's the one I'm going to try.
Right. I like it. Let's take it to nutrients. I can tell you right now that there was the top 2, first and second, at this cup that were organic. One was Build a Soil. First, shout out to Saul Bunyan. Took first, and he was using Build a Soil, organic grower. Second, Pavel was an organic grower as well. Then I don't know. Third was a synthetic, which was Jesse. But shout out to Soulfire Gardens. They were kicking butt in the top 10. I don't believe nutrients play a role.
Yeah, I got something to say about that is out of the top 10, I don't know that anybody had fancy 12-bottle nutrient system. One guy used GH and Winter Frost, so things like that, but nobody had a super fancy 12-bottle nutrient system, and that's because you don't need it. You need 17 essential nutrients for cannabis, and then you need to make sure that those nutrients are plant available and getting uptaken. That's more of an environment thing than anything else.
Yeah, but there's tweaks. I like to be somewhat called like a bottle master. There's a few I've used, like Massive from Green Planet was one I've used. Shout out. I mean,
what did it do? What did it do? If you're a bottle master, why did you add?
You got to have more of the A and B testing. And for me to say what would it do, I was going with the things it was giving. It was a tricantanol thing back in the day. A lot of growers, like, if you grow with tricantanol, man, it can go crazy. So I hear you. I should have more direct A to B testing before you decide to make those decisions. But I do like some bloom enhancers.
Hey, shout out to Synganic. I mean, that did a lot of folks were using, salts, recharge, maybe a little bit of other organic material, but Synganic's for the win, no?
Well, for the win was to organic growers, but I do dig on it. Yes.
Yeah, you're right, man. Organics is, man, it's your style, man. These are styles. And what we proved, this is about growing competition quality cannabis or competition winning cannabis. You can do it with salts. You can do it with GH3 part. You can do it with build a soil, living organics, and probably a lot of different ways. That is the point that I want to make.
Makes me wonder if there's that old debate, like organic weed tastes better. Like if something with that relationship with the microbes and what they're getting out of organic inputs in a living soil that creates just a little bit of a tastier weed. Give me some comments. I know people like to tell me about that.
Ooh, where's Jaron? Where's all the guys that have placed,
I was just about to channel my inner Jared and be like, and with all the phenotypic expression these days, those old 90s sour diesels, they ain't going to win. Well, probably aren't going to win in an organic medium, but a GH recipe under HPS lights, that's one of the things. The phenotypic expression is what guides your genetics, not just what you want as the
if it says phenotypical expression, you got to smoke. That's a roll.
Don't make me say chemotype.
That's a bong hit. But hey, there's one thing I didn't mention that I think really does need to be mentioned. You've got strain, you've got nutrients. Man, I'm putting environment up there right under strain. Plant will never exceed its genetic potential, but then you got to get it to live up to its full potential. And that's environment.
Yeah, environments. That's kind of a given. That goes into a lot of things we discussed on the show. The environmental.
Everybody wants to buy fancy strains and more lights and put them in a crappy environment at 30% humidity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully if you're not learning with the show, watch the VPT, have a good environment. I like to talk about the extra things. Go ahead.
You know why? Because you can't see it. When we're talking about being dominated by our eyes, you can see the new light, man. You can see the new bottle of nutrients. You cannot see that environment going from 35 to 70 or 65% humidity.
Yeah, you can feel it though. And most everybody these days, I mean, when I open the grow tent, I know where it should be. And shiz, it's 2026. You should be knowing all the time. Being able to pick up your phone and know exactly what's happening in that grow. It's easy enough. It's very valuable. But tweaking the environment, Scotty, tweaks at the right times. That's what brings you up and above other growers. If you know how to do drybacks towards the end of flower to do, some stresses. Maybe, if you really cool it down the last 7 weeks, you're doing to 60s to bring out colors. There's some colorful weed at the cup that totally helps.
Not 7 weeks, 7 days.
Thank you.
And the last 7 weeks. All right.
Picking some of those stressors that I'm excited to get into. I would love to enter the cup next year is fun, or somehow not to win or do whatever, but excuse me, I have some tricks up my sleeve. I've been talking about using a 315 finishing light and trying to do what I'm getting at is there are things you can do above and beyond that might be ridiculous as a regular grower that's completely happy with their homegrown, like me wanting to run a 315, a whole different fixture, the last 7 to 8 days to get a UV push on the bud. And, so those are the things I think added together that can really get you there, step up for competition winning week.
Yeah. Get your system down and then dial it in. That's what you need. Strain, environment, nutrients, I'll say, man. That would be the order of growing competition style weed for me.
Last but not least, though, drying and curing, guys. You can get to the finish line, but make sure you do it right. Drying and curing is huge. If timing to get the freshest herb to a competition.
What is the timing? And Banner, you hop in. Grambo, you hop in. When do I want to harvest so I can properly dry and cure and still have it look bright and beautiful for the competition?
It's going to be strain dependent, dude.
Well, I mean, no, it needs to dry for what, 7-10 days at least, right? Most people are drying for 7-10 days. You don't have a counter-troll.
7-10 days. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then
I have a counter-troll.
and you can smoke it. After that, it'll be good. But if you wait another, I would say at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
you'll get a lot more flavor out of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So if you're going to, I
would give a minimum of a month to work with. I would give a minute. Sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks hanging full branches, get to the right point. and then another 2 weeks at least in the jar and taking care of your cure and whatnot.
Ideally, you are harvesting late April or very early May for cup
Or
bud.
June.
Yeah, for our cup.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Scotty, I actually know another way to grow the best competition-winning weed is use the things the growers are using, the crew's using at realdgc.com/deals, guys. I got coupon codes listed over there for everybody. DGC vetted gear. And I believe this is the last day you guys can hit. The Canatrol was offering $100 off to the DGC. There you go, baby. DGC 100 over at canatrols.com/dudegrows.
Yeah.
Get $100. This will end, if you're listening to this on Saturday, it will end today at midnight. But check it out, man. Scotty and I both love this machine. I was really surprised how many DGC picked it up.
I kind of am, but we've got a bunch of serious growers here. So I know, what is it, like $1,200-$1,300, somewhere around there. But man, we spend a lot on lights. We spend a lot on tents and seeds even. Why not dry and cure them as a no-brainer?
I like it. And store it. Mine's still stored. It's been storing my bud for like 2 months now.
Really?
Check it out, guys. Plenty of deals over there. realdgc.com/deals. Support the show.
Banner was offended my Canatrol's unplugged because I got another.
You're not even using it.
I got another few weeks.
My son came home from Europe on a bike trip, and he's like, "That's a sweet looking fridge. What do we get a new fridge for?" Everybody, it's right in my kitchen. Everybody just thinks it's a stainless steel fridge. So if you're in undercover land, like, you can just sit there, just make sure they don't open it. It does have a lock if needed.
Dude, man, that reminds me of a story. It's not the happiest story, but you know how you meet all sorts of people when you are hustling, I'll say. So I met this family one time and they were super poor, but they were very much, or the dad was very much a hustler. And the kid came home from football practice. He's maybe 14 years old, looks in the cupboards and all there is weed. They're just stuffed with weed. And he looks and he goes, "Oh man, all we got to eat is weed." And I felt bad, man. I felt bad. And then he walked into his room and he had a baby in there. Yeah.
All we have
And that
is weed.
And that baby was me.
And that baby
That's how me and Scott met.
was Enrico Palazzo. Okay. That's who that baby was.
Hola.
Nah, it's just really eye-opening. A guy from the suburbs sees that, and it definitely opened my eyes. Not everybody's like me, dude.
Rico.
Not ever like that. I stole that. I've started to use that. Okay. That's a good suggestion in general for some people to say to other people.
What's
It
that?
helps yourself. Not everybody's like me is something you should say to yourself while you're either judging or looking at somebody else in a different light, or, and if everybody was like you, the world would be horrible.
And then before I read the comments every morning, I go, "Scott, not everybody likes you." That's a variation.
Have you ever effed up your cure? I did, relying on the wife when out of town, so I couldn't get the proper burping intervals. Now you can take all the guesswork out with Vivi Cure Packs. It's Boveda's new name in cannabis, same product, same performance with a new look and feel. With Vivi Cure Packs, you can enjoy an expert cure in only 10 days with no burping required. That is huge. They're cost effective and ideal for growers of any experience level. So make sure you check out vivipacks.com and get that perfect cure today. All right, let's do this. I know being a snowboarder and a mountain biker, cannabis is definitely embedded to a degree, not for all of us, but into these sports. But what inspired this? Was there been some new news on performance enhancing cannabis?
I guess so, man. I saw something, and I know it's not the biggest sporting league, but the WNBA just announced that they're allowing their athletes to A, smoke or consume cannabis, and then B, be able to endorse cannabis brands. So that's kind of cool.
That could be profitable.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So I thought, and then it's got me down the rabbit hole of what are the other leagues doing regarding cannabis? And everybody left. Actually, Cat's here, man. But so I ended up sitting around last night and writing an article about it, man. So go over to realdgc.com. This is on Scotty's feed. Professional sports ban the safest thing in the locker room. And this was also inspired by, I put the links down at the bottom. I think it was Radiolab, or it might have been, I can't remember, but Ricky Williams, who I'm a huge fan of. He went to the Dolphins when I was a huge Dolphins fan. He's great, or was great at his job. And he's a cannabis advocate, was and is. And the things he was saying made so much sense. You know, is cannabis a performance enhancing drug, is what the question that they were asking on the show was. And man, performance as far as not going to like steroids make you lift 50 pounds more or whatever. No. But as far as going home and being able to let go of what happened that day, be able to recover without pain pills, maybe take some edibles instead of a Percocet. There's muscle relaxers. These guys get hooked on so much, and then they go out and party and they drink a whole bunch, man. They're in pain.
What if
yes.
What if you use cannabis though as a it's it really calms you and helps you focus just before you're for the sports I'm in. Red Bull Rampage is a crazy, before you're gonna drop into some crazy shit. You're an F1 racer maybe, or even they race airplanes in Red Bull, and let's say your nerves are crazy, but you have found a strain that really helps you focus and calm down. Is that not performance?
I don't know, man. Why do you got to make me go over the line, dude? All right. No, if you're in an airplane race, man, I'm sorry. I don't want my pilot smoking weed. All right. That's for different people. I don't want anything where you could die. Could you imagine if you did Red Bull Rampage and you smoked weed beforehand and then you got hurt and you wish you didn't, you second guess yourself or whatever?
I don't know. These athletes can get anxiety from training for upcoming events or whatever. Olympic athlete that's training. So if they're using a strain of cannabis or an edible or something that really takes that anxiety away during their training, that's kind of performance. And I'm not against this at all. Don't get me wrong. Plenty of athletes use all kinds of shit to help them, whatever, calm down or focus, that are on the list of banned substances. But
yeah, and Percocet is not on the list of banned substances. Neither is really. Yeah, man, because they get them all the time. People, they prescribe them pretty easy. My wife went to the dentist, and they were like, "Do you want a Percocet subscription? That'd be better. Prescription." Man, they do give them out, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going with saying that, the main subject here is relief. I mean, we know more athletes. I think that's what you're getting into, is how many are using this to, take care of pain.
But not only pain. That's what was really interesting about the Ricky Williams podcast. It wasn't only pain. It was things like anxiety, pressure to perform every single day. He goes home Sunday, and Monday they're looking for him to be the best in the world. And man, it's violent. Football is violent. To smoke a joint and say, yo, man, I'm going to get in touch with my spirit animal so I can go and do this. maybe I need to get in touch with my fears. I have a friend, High C, meditates. I guarantee you Ricky Williams meditates. It's something to where this is a mental game, very much a mental game.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the other thing you touched on earlier, which is really cool, is the normalization of where, I hope not just the WNBA, and it goes beyond that, where they can get money, because there's a lot of money in cannabis, and there are some big brands, and I think there'd be some big deals that are made with professional athletes. As far as that's even in my son's being a professional mountain biker, like getting a weed sponsor is almost totally cool, but you're still not sure if it turns off other sponsors.
Available.
Did Red Bull buy Spirit Airlines, Grambo? We have to Snopes that, man.
Call me Red Bull.
But I mean, I don't know. What are some names? If you're talking major ball players or NBA players, if you have elevated Jordan or high Jordan instead of Air Jordan, he could have, changed some things around here.
Jordan. Let's go.
I wish we had a meme place to display these, Do me a favor, Grambo. I made a little infographic. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there we go, man. Okay, so the NFL allowed, it says limited allowed, and it's treated more like alcohol. It says NBA, it's allowed. It's actually mandatory. No, I'm just kidding. It's treated like alcohol. MLB allowed, treated like alcohol. NHL, it's tolerated. What do they got the?
What do you mean treated like alcohol? I mean, are they allowing for them to be tested during, like if they test positive?
It does say right here,
before?
every single one not tested for THC. Apparently, no major sports are testing.
Yeah. Oh, what about the Olympics? You got to be kidding me.
Well, they're a bunch of criminals.
The UFC, it is mandatory there, huh?
Yeah, when we're talking about athletes and cannabis, I would have brought up Nick Diaz a few months ago, but
Why? Something happened.
moving on.
All right. I'm glad I don't watch the news. Oh shit. Yes, sir.
No, that's all sounds like it's going in a good direction. Like anything else, not fast enough. But yeah,
Man, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that infographic with all the leagues, and dude, it represents America. I think they say 3 out of 4 people are pro cannabis in this country. I'm gonna do the math really quick. It's like over 75% or 75%. It's time to start marketing to them. We're capitalists in America, dude.
no, yeah, don't go against what they're seeing it too. The change with people, the youth with alcohol. Big alcohols definitely lost a lot of business, and people leaning towards, it's not, I don't have that hangover. I can use this to benefit my life. I can use it to recover. It helps me sleep, all kinds of good stuff. So I like it. Give us some comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, vote with your dollars. If the NBA is doing something that you think is right, I think you vote with your dollars. Hey, the NBA has relaxed their stance on cannabis, and it's going to say these people haven't, but it seems like everybody has. So, yeah, we vote with our dollars in this country, man.
I like it. Vote with your dollars. Vote with your comments. I want to know if you guys think it's performance enhancing down there, or if you use it, whether it's for, does it help after your run? Does it help with your runner's high? What sport are you in, and how have you used comments? Give me some comments below.
Your runner's high taps into your endocannabinoid system, your natural endocannabinoid system. Isn't that a trip? Yes.
Makes sense. That is a trip. All right. Before another Fall of Prohibition report, I'm going to shout out to Real Growers, realgrowers.com, official sponsor, main sponsor. You've been at it all along, Scotty, since show
2015, I believe. And I have been in microbes since 2012. Hey, it was nice to see all the folks at the DGC Cup and how many of them do use Recharge and Grow Dots and real buckets, actually. I had everybody using everything over there and all the success they're having. I got to smoke the bud, and I was really impressed, really excited, and dare I say proud to be a real grower.
And be proud to be a DGC producer, guys. Making the show happen at $10 a month, you get 30% off all Real Growers products, which is freaking huge. So thanks to Scotty for that. As well, if you're going to miss any of these replays, any of these shows we're doing live every Wednesday, all of them are available to you. Just log in and click on your producer benefits. And appreciate you, guys. This has been the 10th year. We just threw the 10th DGC Cup, making this show happen. We couldn't do it without you. So if you're want to become a DGC producer, going over to realdgc.com and do that upgrade, baby.
You are correct, sir.
Yes.
Oh, that's Ed McMahon. Grambo, were you too young for Ed McMahon?
I know of him. I was just, I remember Jay Leno took over. That's one of my earlier memories of life. But
my parents hated him, man. I don't know why, but when he'd come on like whatever that contest was, Publishers Clearinghouse, they're not Ed McMahon.
They would have been thrilled if he showed up, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into one more Fall Prohibition report here. Man, how long are we going to be doing this segment? Should be falling completely. Scott.
It is falling completely, man. I mean, from weird places too. Okay. I was hanging out, I don't know, a couple days ago, and I started writing articles. I started finding interesting things that piqued my knowledge or piqued my curiosity. Instead of just Googling it like crazy, I worked with Chad and I learned a bunch and wrote some articles, man. And I saw something about how gun rights, federal gun rights, they always had this form. And when you filled out this form, it basically said, are you addicted or using any illegal drugs? And that includes cannabis. And if you
are you definition was unlawful. Are you an unlawful drug user?
Right. But in America, we have pretty robust gun rights, I will say. It's our Second Amendment. They really gave a shit about gun rights, man. And And I know it's, 200 and something years later. We do have a hell of a violence problem in this country.
250 this July.
I will tell you, not like I want to shoot one, but Cat was hanging out in my yard yesterday and he goes, hey, man, my dogs are running around and there's a bear. There was a bear running around, man. So it was nice to know if a bear, started getting aggressive or, whatever. I don't know what the hell a bear would do. All right. But yeah.
Are you saying you need a gun for the bear?
I'm saying that it was scary that a bear was in my freaking next door neighbors. Anyway, my point is that there are reasons other than shooting someone to have a gun.
Yes.
A lot of people just really enjoy going out and shooting, take their 22 out and go, plink or whatever. But is that a word? Plink? Plink, plink. Don't look that up in the Urban Dictionary. I don't want to know what it really means. But yeah, the idea that just because you have some cannabis or you're a medical cannabis patient because you have, I don't know, inflammation in your hip and you use it occasionally for that means you shouldn't have a gun. You can certainly have a gun if you're going to, whatever. You can go to the gun store and go to the liquor store or probably opposite and go grab yourself a nice big bottle of liquor, throw it in the car, go get you a gun, throw it in the car. Man, it sounds like my neighbor. It sounds like my neighborhood where my nursery's at in Florida.
Yes, I mean you just don't want to be pushed in the position to that form where basically you don't want to rely on any federal forms, of course.
Yeah, the idea that they changed that form, just literally changing that form 4473, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what does it say, man? Medical marijuana patients were treated exactly like recreational users, man. For years, the form specifically warned that marijuana remained illegal under federal law, regardless of whether it was legal for medical or recreational use in their state. Man, they changed that, man, or at least it says, where does it say it, man? They just said that, ATF has proposed changes to Form 4473 that removes language specifically warning state-authorized medical marijuana patients that they are prohibited from firearms purchases. Holy crap, that's America for you, man. We're not going to make it legal. We're just going to remove the part on the form that says it's illegal.
Yeah, and you mentioned this earlier, but just to re-hit it, it says alcoholism doesn't disqualify you. The alcohol has never appeared on the form. A history of DUIs will not disqualify you. Prescription drugs, as far as opioids. And if we want to look into, and this isn't that show, the amount of gun violence that has probably involved alcohol, it should probably be on the form.
Yeah, probably should be on the form, but we're in America, dude. All right. Second Amendment, sir. All right.
And this isn't that show either. Dude Grows has an independent stance on all that jazz. I don't want to hear any comments.
Yeah.
But I do believe the main thing here for me is the house is to be able to have your sacramenting, not feel like a criminal. There are plenty of people that got into growing, got their medical card or live in a rec state, then went legal. They're like, oh man, I can't wait to enjoy all this. But they already prior had a hunting rifle, a shotgun, I don't know, just some simple shiz around. And then automatically they have to feel like a criminal setting up a grow tent. So,
dude, what about the feds came to my house, man? If I had any kind of gun, which I don't have, feds, it would have been, something minimum mandatory? Is it a 1 year, 5 year?
That's the number one rule in the drug game. Nope, drugs and guns do not mix.
Yep, do not mix drugs and guns. And I'd say the number one rule is study the law, learn what a damn minimum mandatory is before you do anything.
What about a Red Ryder BB gun? Because when I crossed the border to come into Canada, the RCMP held me up for like 35 minutes. If you know what a Red Ryder BB gun is, you better be laughing hard.
That's because you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I can't believe we're on the same continent, man. I can't.
Children's BB gun. I was like, it's a children's BB gun. Just Google it, people.
It won't break the skin.
Oh, all right. Well, give us, what kind of comments do we ask for on this one, Scotty? I don't even know.
Yeah.
If you have a gun and use cannabis, leave a comment below.
You don't need to have a gun. Just like I don't have a gun, but I saw that bear yesterday and it made me want to protect. Man, my dogs were running around, Grambo, I can't lose. Cat was here. I can't lose Cat to a bear. I need 6 more months until an AI. I got AI Cat. No, but seriously, man, it's just a rights thing. You know what it is? It's a discrimination thing. I don't like being discriminated against because I use cannabis, whether I use it occasionally or 5 times a day. Don't discriminate against me. It's not, it's very individual. I might be high right now.
And we're looking at it like cannabis users not having guns. This works the other way. Gun owners not having cannabis. I've known a lot of people that have foregone their medical card. They gave up their medicine so they could protect their constitutional rights. That's a weird place to put them.
They don't love weed, man. No way.
They like weed, but they love guns.
Yeah.
Is that you? Leave a comment.
All right. Yes. All right, let's take it to the DGC network, baby. Grambo grows on YouTube, and he says they lied.
I love this. Yo, come on. Where's your thumbnail? Show that thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
What the hell? Are you Fear and Loathing?
Yeah, this was so I needed an avatar for like what your average sativa smoker was like.
Come on, they lie.
So the thing that's kind of been in my bugaboo, I was a bud tender for years and years. People would walk in, they'd be like, I only smoke sativas. And I go, well, there's no such thing as a sativa molecule. It's a complex blend of terpenes, cannabinoids. They'd be like, shut up and give me the sativa. And so this has been 15 years brewing. I don't think people understand there is only sativa and indica. That's just a morphology. There's the wide, narrow leaf drug variety and the broad leaf drug variety.
You call them drugs? It's my medicine.
That's the old Robert Conald Clark, the ethnobotany of cannabis, written in the early 2000s. And yeah, so it's always been a bugaboo. So I went through and explained like everything from like the genetics. What is it? A 55% sativa hybrid? Not a sativa. The fact that if you let it go long in harvest and you get all those amber tricon, like all these things you'd never think about as a smoker is what actually does it. And then my friend here falls asleep on edibles on the toilet. And he's like, bro, I was eating a sandwich.
That's Elvis. That's Elvis, man.
He fell asleep on the toilet eating a sandwich.
What is happening? Was that your AI prompt?
Yeah, no. And then so you can see my apartment. I walk around my apartment and
you have furniture, man.
I got furniture. I bought some furniture. And so yeah, it's really fun. I do these like locked in a prisoner. Like in my apartment, and it's super fun.
Good looking man.
I smelled something bad. Ew. So yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? Me and you were kindred spirits because over on Scotty Real 420, I did indica sativas and hybrids. I guess I got tired of it too.
It needs to. This is the topic that needs to be done. Mazel tov.
Yeah, I mean, but it is. It's cannabis indica. I didn't.
Ruderalis.
Yeah, cannabis sativa and cannabis ruderalis. Ruderalis is the auto flower. And then they just keep on mixing these things together, at least the indicas and sativas, and they get all these hybrids. Everything's a hybrid. Maybe if you want Malawi landrace, that's our, what is it, Durban poison, the original Durban poison. Those are landrace
sativas.
Yeah, landraces. Yes. But no, everybody wants a hybrid, man. What is sativas? And I was wrong about this. People told me about it nicely in the comments. But so sativas are in the equatorial sativa, you've almost always got 12-12 going. Yeah. So they have to flower way later. So it's 12-12. They're still stretching and growing like crazy because they can. And when you got an indica, that thing has a short season, man. It's up in, the mountains of Afghanistan or something like that. So it's got to grow short and dense and bud up quickly, because it's got that short season. So I thought it was interesting. Auto flowers have such a short season. There was somebody from Finland that chimed in.
That's interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah, Arctic Circle Autos.
Grambo, what is that? You're a dick.
Great moments of freeze frame.
Great moments on the toilet. What's happening there, man?
We both have it. Like you're over here, you're tooting, and I'm going, I don't think so, Scotty.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That better be. Anyway, I was just saying the end result was they're all hybrids. Man.
They're all hybrids.
The end result.
DGC Grow Talk. We hung out with Strange Show Matt.
Yeah.
So if you're building your dream grow,
Damn, he looks like he's a man on a mission, doesn't he?
Man, it was so good hanging out with him last weekend. And
Yes.
he's back. Strange Show 2.0. Strange Show 2.0. Find him, subscribe, tell him the boys sent you.
Yeah, comment.
I got a
like,
couple-
and subscribe.
couple comments. Mark Lindsay says, I miss the
Hey.
Strange Show. Matt really got screwed over. Such a great teacher. Scotty and the Matt are the best. Okay. Bye.
All right. Here you go, man. Here's something about strains and I'm sorry, about growing, sir. And it says under canopy lighting is the bee's knees. And that's from Britain Wright. So if you're building your dream grow, maybe a little under canopy lighting. Does make sense, right? Light's gonna bounce off. What did they say? Green light. Yes, sir.
Are you still, did you catch that? That, Scotty and Matt are the best? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
The match.
Ooh. There's no
Maybe I didn't take it personally. Like I said, be careful in the comments. But the best comment in here, Scotty, from Tobias Lindholm says, for him, in my part of the world, the dream grow is legal.
Hey, that's a dream grow.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, man? Dream grow is one that you don't get hassled with.
Ooh. Let us appreciate how lucky we are, actually. It gets normal, but God bless, we can
but
grow
is that-
legally.
Is that true? Are we just like they mess with? Are we lucky? We should have never had it
Yes.
taken away.
It's funny.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point. The kids have a term for this. They call it copium. And so are we just injecting some copium to be like, it's all good. We're actually lucky. The fact that I'm not being beaten anymore. Let me tell you how I'm lucky to be,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, like cope and opium?
Copium. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the new masses.
Guys, we are so lucky, whether I'm thinking about that 14-year-old kid that had nothing in his house but weed, or everybody else, not everybody else, but God, 90, 80% of the rest of the world, man, is, there's a lot of places that we are considered, we live like kings, man. So try to remember that, man. We're very fortunate. Even if you're in America, living in an apartment, I don't know what it's like in Canada, dude. No, I'm just funning. Man, we are lucky though, man. What do they say? Count your blessings, be happy for what you got. I'm able to go to a store and buy cannabis. I can tell my mom I smoke cannabis and she doesn't think I'm a freak or want to send me to rehab. I'm lucky.
Yeah. Well, I do think you can still be executed in some countries for possession. So yeah, I feel that. I'll agree with that and be humble in the sense there are definitely, we saw that WNBA basketball star spend time, I think, in Russia, other countries, you'll get executed, crazy penalties still for even just minor possession. So, all right, I'll take it, Scotty.
Yes. All right. Come on, man.
All right, let's get into some grow talk here, more like processing talk. And what do you do with your trim? I'm kind of a lazy man, so I'm guilty sometimes of not using my trim to do things. But man, there's a lot of options out there. Trim, like we said, trim meaning it at least has trichomes on the leaf.
Sure.
It's sugar leaf. Maybe it's your seed buds. Maybe it's popcorn, but that's kind of like your lower flowers if you don't want to deal with that.
No, it doesn't have to be, according to you guys. I asked everybody, I asked Kyle, Warehouse Kyle, what do you do with your trim? What would you do with your trim? And Kyle said hempcrete.
How much damn trim does he got? All right.
Dude said smoothies. And,
Indeed.
I said pre-rolls.
Oh.
Now,
Oh.
I threw out the only reasonable answer. Edibles.
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 Okay, so let's get into
Edibles.
it, man. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I mean, the very easiest thing to do for me, the easiest thing I've done, you mentioned it earlier, is I was like, dude, I got all this sugar leaf. I hadn't done it and I wanted to get it. I think I used a 220 micron screen. It's not like the best quality. You can screen it down more. You get dry ice from the store. You put all your leaf in that bag. You shake the bag around over like a white cardboard, piece of paper until it starts to just start turning green. And then you cut it off because you're going to start to get more material. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty easy to get a ton of like keef. But then what do I do with it? You got to do something else. You can top bowls with that. It's not a great tasting product on its own. Or you can make edibles with it. That was an easy method. Not time consuming. Get it done.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
Google's out of control.
Dude,
the Vivo Sun Home Depot bubble bags for under $20. What's happening?
That's what I'm saying. You have no excuse if you have time and interest. It is not expensive. You can get a set of those bubble bags. You can take some dry ice. You can put them in, I think it's a 220 micron, the big bag. You literally just shake your shake, or shake your, whatever it is. And keef comes out the bottom. It's just like you were talking about, man. It's so easy.
So I just pick up, like back in the day, I used to just use a 3-bag set. Is it the more you go down, like as far as the more bags you have, the lower, the higher the micron, right? And I'm kind of ignorant in this area. I haven't done it in a while. The more quality you get, the more time in the process it is, and the less harvest you get from it, correct?
I believe there is the tiniest bag that lasts whatever's 25 micron or whatever. I think that is to catch the broken trichome heads or the broken trichomes. If you can get the whole trichome head, you're better off. So that's why I think they use the medium bag for that. I might be mistaken though.
Yeah, the 70U is one of the lower ones.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So we got a debate on our hands. What do you guys think about the cheap bubble bags? We found Viva Sun. I tend to trust Viva Sun, I think.
And these are,
I don't know.
They're, what do they call them? Vinyl bags, right?
Right.
I mean, they're nylon. But dude, those are $18. If you want to get into this, sounds good. Give them a try. I've never used them. If they rip, after a few tries, it's not what dude does. Dude buys once, cries once, and
yeah. I'm also worried about like whatever microplastics. I mean, you're agitating these things and you're using them over and over and over. I mean, I'll shout out the bubblebag.com. How much is an 8-bag set over there?
$120 for the 8-bag.
you don't need an 8-bag set.
You don't need
Eight-bag
it.
set's a waste of money.
Yeah, 8 bags.
Wait, well, no, it's not. Wait, what if you use it as a 3 or 4-bag set and you're like, okay, now I like that, but now I want to see what's next. Maybe you take the time to get it down to that final grade and you get that super high quality. But, the option of, as Scotty said, it's like buy once, cry once. I think Bubble Man runs Bubble Bag. He's like one of the best hash makers out there. So it's kind of like, I don't know, getting behind that. But be careful, especially when you're using different products, whether it's you're going to get into a machine to make RSO or whatever, that it, to me, should be of high quality, that we're not getting any byproducts from what you're using into your edibles or whatever you're making.
Yeah, all right. They're $18, dude.
I'd probably be inclined to eat the edibles out of there, but I don't know if I'd smoke.
What do you think?
The rosin.
It's going to shed microplastics? You think that vinyl is really that hard? They make stuff for $4 out of that.
It's funny because a lot of businesses capitalize on the delta of ignorance. And as you asked me that question, I have no facts to back me up other than my emotional reaction to $20 bubble bags.
A couple square yards of vinyl.
Good point.
You're talking to a guy that doesn't like to put plastic in the dishwasher just out of like my brain says, I don't know, I shouldn't do that, right? So sometimes I just do things for my own thinking without fully diving into it. But yeah, I want to have a high quality as I can for what I'm doing for edibles or smokables.
Man. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay.
You want to take it to the next thing, RSO. RSO is one that's kind of unique, man. Making RSO, a lot of times I see this for people like JR, if you don't know, our friend of the show, Jared Token, for medicinal reasons. RSO is really strong, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have tolerance. You're going to, and it can be used. I've seen it used for cancer patients and all type of stuff, but making it can be tricky because it involves, got to have really strong alcohol and whatnot.
Yeah, what is it? I know some people use naphtha.
Yeah,
right.
Farther than just that. Yeah, they'll use the naphtha. You'll see things that are the FICO oils these days. It's the same sort of idea, just without that RSO means the Rixasin oil. It comes from the 90s,
Just be really careful about this. I use alcohol, and I thought I was smart by using denatured alcohol because you can get 100% denatured alcohol at Home Depot by the gallon pretty cheap. But it
right next to the Vivo Sun bags.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You're right, man. They're both Home Depot. But it does. They put a poison in there so you can't drink it. And that poison evaporates out the same temperature that alcohol does because it is ethanol. But you're still left. If you have a little residual alcohol, you're still left with residual poison. So I don't like denatured alcohol. If you are going to use any of that stuff, you have to wash your product afterwards in something like ethanol. But ethanol is expensive. You know, it's so shady because denatured alcohol, which is just ethanol with poison, that's cheap as hell. You know, it added poison. But if you just want the ethanol without any poison, because you can drink, you know, people can get drunk off it, it's grain alcohol. That shit's expensive, man. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention with that RSO product, people do use things like isopropyl alcohol. Just get as little water as possible. I think they do sell 99% isopropyl, but it's the same thing. You're not able to drink those. So what you got to do at the end is wash them, and you wash them with a little bit of like ethanol or something that is food grade, that all those, you know, the other alcohols can, I don't want to say evaporate. I guess it would be evaporate out, but that's how they seem to be doing it. Don't take my word for it. Do some research online. Cannabis alchemy. Put that into Google. There is a PDF of the entire book. You can learn a ton from that book, and it's not long.
And it's real easy to distill down a little bit of Everclear. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but you get a little
OG.
bit.
Yeah, that's the
like
OG,
been around for decades now.
Since 1975. And you know what else they have? You know what they have in there? How to, I believe it's called THC acetate.
Yes.
They had how to make a THC acetate. I even think they've got something about making what is now Delta 8 out of hemp.
And to quote Scotty, the secret ingredient is hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it is.
It took me a second to pull it back, but you told those stories about converting it to CBD and things.
Yeah, but I remember you know what? I went and got you needed a gallon of petroleum ether, and then you needed like some hydrochloric acid. And I stopped when they were like, you'll have to build an explosion-proof container. I was like, I'm out, man. I'm out with the gloves and
that
everything.
659 is looking a little bit better, dude.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
If you guys, it looks like, not surprisingly, I just searched on YouTube how to make RSO, and you'll find a step-by-step unage gated video ready to go for you.
Nice. Okay, did we say something about rosin? Because rosin is the pinnacle of it. If you are going to do this and really make something high quality, I know they do usually start with flour and not trim. But if you did take, you know, sugar leaf, what do you got to do? You got to run it through bubble bags first, right? And then take that,
press the flour, trim, just to do a flour, even though it's not flour.
Yeah.
But would recommend, wash it, then press it.
So you run it through bubble bags. If you have a freeze dryer, this is probably a $5,000 setup at this point. You would run it through the freeze dryer before it dried, and then you would press that and get live rosin, which is expensive.
You're telling me.
Yep. The rosin presses, it's one of those, I don't know. We get in these back and forths about buy once, cry once. To me, it's always, how much are you going to use it? Is this your medicine? Are you pressing all the time? There is definitely a line between something that's going to last you a year and something that's going to last you 5 years. So think about how much you're going to use something, do your research. At the higher end, we just had low temp at the DGC Cup with a beautiful press. And that's something that's thousands of dollars. And there's things that are, what the Nug Crusher we've talked about before, things like $500 or $600.
Sure.
Yeah. And hey, if you're handy, make your own. You definitely can make your own press as well, but be careful.
Man, all of this stuff is strain dependent, though. Whether you're going to get good yields or terrible yields, it really does have to do with the size of the trichome head and are you getting the stalk and all this stuff. So it definitely is strain dependent.
You'll even see it in the seed catalogs now where they have a whole section for extra
washers.
Yeah, the washer strains.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It makes a big difference.
I gotta get better. Edibles, last touch. We should hit edibles quickly. Best way to make edibles? What do you guys think? I use a magical butter machine. It's easy. It has a self-clean function. I've had it for a while.
Sure.
And you don't need any machine to do it. You can have a crock pot, but.
Can you use the keef? Could you just shake the keef with some dry ice and with some
100%.
pantyhose and then just use that? Yeah, right. And that's probably the easiest way to make edibles in my.
I think dry ice keef into making coconut oil or butter is going to be a much cleaner, less chlorophyll-y taste than using just the sugar leaf. So that is a super easy step to do, guys. If you look into that, you can do it just with the 220 bag. Go to the store, get a little dry ice, and you're good to go. Super.
Yes, I'd like dry ice, ether, and hydrochloric acid, please.
But be careful to not get redibled out, Grambo. Don't let them get redibled out.
We coined a new term this weekend. Scotty.
Redible?
Edibles and Red Bull. I was redibled all weekend.
All right, over under 3 years. I say within 3 years,
I'll be in jail.
Red Bull will have a cannabis drink.
Ooh.
Yes.
Call me.
Yeah, baby.
All right, give us some comments below. What do you do with your trim, your lower life? You know, I've been guilty of being lazy and throwing it out and then cried because I was like, somebody somewhere could use that. All right, before we get into some interesting, fun stuff here, before we wrap, I do want to remind you, I have a great community at realdgc.com. I don't know, it's probably almost 9,000 growers over there now that are signed up. You can get your grower questions up. If you like this content and you believe in what we're doing, you can sign up and become a DGC producer to support the show. Being DGC supported has been huge. So thank you, DGC producers. Now we're going to go into Scotty's algorithm.
Can I do an advertisement? For the cost of 30 cents a day, you can support a real grower.
Or a Grambo.
Or a Grambo.
We're going extinct, the Grambos,
Yeah.
Well,
There's only one left.
with the vasectomy and all.
We're going to start a Grambo fund me. Does that work?
Not bad.
Go ahead.
Man, I smoked so many joints this weekend.
Bro.
Oh my God, my throat is toast. I do apologize, but Grambo,
Mm.
I was checking stuff out. There's so many interesting things that I found this weekend that I made some posts about them. And this one was trippy. It's called Your Houseplant is a Better Engineer Than You Think.
Oh, man.
The best city planner on earth doesn't have a brain.
Mm.
They looked at money plants. Okay. You said you have one. It's those ones that they look like coins, the leaves do. And they started looking at, the little veins. And Grandma, will you scroll down? I think there's an image, isn't there? Is there an image?
If there isn't, I'll go grab one.
No. Yeah, there we go. Dude, look at that. That's the way a leaf divides itself so it can push nutrients and sugars around. And then look at the way a cell phone, that cell phones towers are laid out.
Yeah.
So they can push their signal the same way. There's school districts that are laid out like this.
Wait. Is this a cell phone tower layout or a city layout? I mean,
Well, that's cell phone towers, but the interesting thing that we're finding out as we get deeper and deeper in technology, that literally the height of technology is nature.
Yeah.
All of the antennas in our cell phones, they're all these weird shapes, honeycomb, the least surface area,
I mean, look at the right side, man. That looks like if you were to,
I feel like they just laid the leaf thing over an aerial view of a city. Grambo?
All right, that was me. That was me
it-
using Chad at 1 a.m.
No, it's
all right?
100% right. The hexagonal uses the least amount of surface area to create the max amount of volume.
Okay.
And so
I can see this for the...
Yes,
the
you
cell
know
phone
Bernoulli's principle, don't you, man?
Oh man, you want to talk about Cartesian coordinates? Descartes, my man.
What is it? Voronoi. Bernoulli's principle, man.
Voronoi.
I know that.
Or be Voronoj's principle.
Voronoi.
Yes, he's a French mathematician, I believe.
Not bad.
I love physics and astronomy and mathematics.
I know when drone engineers or Air Forces, like our Air Force, when they look at how to make the most modern and efficient things, they look at what insects do in nature. The way they fly is insane. Look at how a hummingbird flies, for God's sakes. It's a trip.
Look at the F-22. It is the Raptor.
It literally looks like
Look at the Raptor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks exactly like it. It's crazy.
Yes. Really cool. I thought that
All
one
right.
was neat. Hey, can I
I'm gonna
just
look
shout
at my
out
money plant leaf? Yeah.
real quick the Pogo Glass? He's the one that won concentrate competition.
Oh.
I was getting to know him a little bit before. He is a really talented glass artist.
Cool.
This is Pogo Glass over on Instagram. Dude was cool, and he makes some great glass.
Yeah, this stuff's cool.
Yeah, right.
That's called a wigwag.
The wigwag.
They had a piece of glass on a table, mat with vision glass, that was worth like $33,000 or above. It was sitting on a table, and the concrete floor alone made me nervous. And he picked it up. I'm like, what's going on? Like, how do you even clean it without being paranoid? Like,
Are those
it's a whole
insured? Is that insured? Is that an insurance thing?
I don't know. I'm insurance for anything for the right price. But it just made me.
I would say, hey, Scott, my money is dirty. Will you hold this 50,000 bong for a
Yeah,
second
right.
for me. Oh, my money's all clean now.
Everything's cool. I
But
sold.
wow, shout out to this is really amazing stuff in here. I don't even know what to think of some of this like portrait art inside of glass.
I sold
Wow,
this
super
art to myself
Yeah.
for $50,000.
Oh, good investment, Scott. Wow, look at this.
That's Ed McMahon.
Like I could sit and look at this stuff all day. That is ridiculous.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that's
That
cool.
is awesome.
Wait, combine a grenade with a bonsai tree type? I'm
With
confused,
mushrooms
but I also
coming
love
out.
it.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Buy me that one.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh, it's a keychain. That's cool.
It's a bit. Just wear it around your neck, Scott.
Are you sure that wasn't Ed McMahon up there, bro?
Well, congratulations to him, man. That's
he's great.
awesome.
He's really great.
Yeah, do we know what strain that was? That one?
I don't. I don't. I do know this though, man. DLR shouldn't be touring. David Lee Roth, that's my. You guys remember David Lee Roth? This is just in
I remember.
parting.
Yeah.
He was the lead singer of Van Halen, the biggest rock band in the world, and now he's playing the Dillon Amphitheater.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was Liberace.
Ah,
How you doing?
Liberace was the best. He was like, he would just swear he was straight. And then they would, for the press, they would ask him, he'd go, I just haven't found the right girl yet. That's what he would say. It was the best.
Mitch McConnell says that too. Or Lindsey Graham's rather.
Hey, he's still alive, isn't he?
Allegedly.
Good stuff, man. Fun hanging out this Saturday, everyone.
Yes. Stay higher out there. Make sure you hit that subscribe so you don't miss us coming at you. And yeah, don't forget, if you want to get more, come on over to realdgc.com on Wednesdays, 4:20 Mountain Time.
Yes. And until then, take her easy, all y'all.